Let me catch you up.
Okay.
So here is this. So this is a survey that we plan on, well, I plan on, what is on the back of that? I put something strange on the back of that. That's okay. I don't know what that is.
That's okay.
But, so this is, I'm going to send this out throughout the district to just kind of get a survey on what parents think already about parent involvement.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look through this, and it's kind of lengthy, but if you see anything that you don't think is beneficial or you want to add something, let me know. This is so, how did I do that? That's funny. Okay. Anyway, so the first thing that we did was we came up with a goal. Mm-hmm. And our goal right now is to extend, what did I say? Extend expectations for clubs, but also get parents involved with other things such as everyday school activities.
Mm-hmm.
So our plan for that would be to get each club to hold a fundraiser for whatever they're doing. So Booster Club, where we'd start with Booster Club is each parent from each sport has one representative at least, and then each sport PTO is responsible for holding one fundraiser for each sport. That's kind of like a big long-term goal, but you know. So then,
Well, I have a question. What happens when it's the same parent for each sport?
well, and that's, so like if the kids play two sports, well, that's where we have to get more than one parent to, you know, step up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I mean, it's gonna be, that's why we're here, you know.
Okay.
That's why we're here. We want to try to get more parents involved.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. So we also said that we felt like we were communicating with parents, like we were emailing parents, we've been calling parents, but we sometimes don't feel like we get any response back.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that kind of we were talking about is to have something where the kids have to do something with the parents to create something. So if we sent home like a brochure that they were supposed to work on together as a family, like a family activity, and not necessarily put a grade on it, but maybe like if one family did this activity together, we could present it in the hallway or something like that, you know, and they would be proud of something that they've done together.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a start.
We could,
Remind app. I have that for my cheerleaders, and I wish I had it for my classroom. So next year I probably will.
Stuff like that is, I think, yes, the goal is to get more parental involvement, but I do think a big part of it is going to have to be changing teacher mentality almost also, because there needs to be an effort on our parts
to get them involved and give them opportunities
and create those opportunities, because I can't sit here and
local businesses, the high school. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and I'm going to type my notes up, and I'll kind of come up with a formal plan. And we'll probably meet again in a week or two, and I'll share the formal plan with you. I'll also come back with the results of this.
Okay.
So we can just kind of meet and finalize.
so you want us to give you our input or
you
not?
guys, yeah. You guys are more than welcome. Please do that, and then
When does this due by?
just give it to me by next week.
Okay.
read through it, give her suggestions.
Yeah, and if I'll probably send it out by Friday, if not Monday, just because we're going on that beta trip. So it might get out to the whole district by next week. So it might actually take, I'll probably give them a week or two to fill it out. So it might be 3 weeks. We'll meet back again. I'll go over the data with you, a final plan, implementation, and then we'll talk. Okay. And if you read this tonight and you're like, that's so irrelevant, or you think that something really should be added to this, just call me, shoot me an email, text me, just tell me, and then I'll add it or subtract it.
Okay.
And also remember, food works.
Very good point. Food
You could do something like hot dogs or something like that, and have
we have a budget. We still, I don't know exactly how much we have for food left. It was only like $500
for the
to
Booster
start.
Club.
Well, no, just the the entire school.
Okay.
Like if you wanted to get a cake for a teacher retiring or something like that. So we
Right.
still have a little bit of money
Something
left.
there.
You know, and hot dogs, they don't cost anything.
And
Right.
Could I just get a cake?
Oh, yeah.
I want a cake.
We'll give you the 1-year-old baby cake.
Yeah. We'll do a smash cake thing.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming, and I know it was short. And,
That's all right.
That's good.
I was glad you came.
Thank
At
you.
6. So well, thank you for meeting again to
course.
discuss this a little further. So let's start with, I want to tell you the results of the survey that I sent out.
Okay.
So it wasn't the exact survey that I showed you guys earlier, but I did take some of the questions from that one and made my own on SurveyMonkey. Now, I didn't realize that SurveyMonkey would only do 10 questions for free, or you had to pay more. So it's really just a 10-question survey, but that is kind of better because then it can narrow down exactly the needs of what we need. So, so it was a 10-question survey, and they were statements, and the parents who answered could say they strongly agreed, they agreed, they disagreed, they strongly disagreed, or they had no opinion. And the results that I took note of is the one question that they most agreed with. So 69.23% of parents mostly agreed that school communication and information is easy to understand and provided in a language parents can understand. Okay, so they thought that we did well at that. Now there were a couple that tied for they strongly disagreed with. One was parents are considered an important part of the decision-making process for developing the school's parent education program. So let's start there. Let's start one at a time. So they don't feel like they are an important part of the decision-making process. What is something specific that we can implement to make sure that parents feel more important?
Or they don't want to participate.
Well, and that is a
what you're
problem.
thinking? Is that what you're thinking also?
That is definitely something that we need to take note
We
of.
focus on the parents who do want to participate.
But we can't really do anything, we can't make them want
I won't
to.
disagree.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I will, that's definitely in the research that I've done, that it shows that low-income schools, it's a statistic that parents don't involve.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that even
themselves.
within our district.
Right.
Within sports teams, like the amount of involvement comparatively. So one thing, I guess for me, I would want to know, like, what decisions are we like thinking about that parents would want to be involved in?
That's a good question.
Because there's a lot of different decisions that will be made for the school that most teachers aren't even part of. So
You're
it's just
right.
like at what level or what issues are we looking at for teachers to be or parents to become involved in? So that I guess is one thing we'll have to.
So what are some opportunities that we think that we could involve parents in?
Okay. Well, any kind of extracurricular activity, I think, is a great way for parents to get involved in, and that's sports, after-school activities, and clubs. We just had a dance at school. I know when I hosted a dance, I had a lot of parental involvement. Most of our chaperones were parents, so that was an opportunity for parents to get involved there. So those extracurriculars, anything after school is always important. It's harder for me to think and narrow it down for like in-school activities. Maybe some more parental involvement with our Renaissance rallies or things we do there. Because I think of, end of the year big rally fun day that we could have. Parental volunteers come in, help us do these things outside or provide these things for kids. That could be one way to get involved. I guess really just being present is a big thing.
I agree. And I do think that what we can do more is make sure even out of the school day, if we provided more clubs that were specific to various interests. So like sports, there is more than just maybe the booster club. Maybe there's like a basketball mom team
Yeah.
or like an academic parent team. You know what I mean? So just more specific clubs for parents
The buy-in to the community.
and then exactly, so opportunities for Renaissance.
Sounds good.
And then get on there. There's a couple more.
Okay.
So the next one, parents are encouraged, and that this is one they strongly disagreed with. Parents are encouraged and communicate to school stating any concerns that they may have related to their child's grade, program, placement, and academic progress. If we, all of these are good, and I definitely think we should also do this as well. But just to add on to that, provide students with academic goals that involve parents.
So that was, when we talked earlier, that was actually the idea. I feel like I'm talking a lot.
You're not, you're fine.
One of the,
Keep
go ahead, Vaughn. One of the ideas I've been thinking about, I just don't know how to implement this on a wide scale. And I see it in my classroom just because all the silly things we do, and we're just a project-based class. But I would love a student showcase kind of thing, but rather not just like, oh, these are the fun projects we're doing, but this is what we've been doing in science. And like they keep something that they kind of like a parent-teacher conference, except the student is having to go through and show the parents, this is what we've done in science, this is what we've done in math, this is what we're doing in social studies and language arts, here's this really cool battle bot I just built. Like this way, you know, the student is taking responsibility for their learning, but then the parent is hopefully more inclined to, like, rather than like a parent-teacher conference, they're more inclined to come see their child show off, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm learning, this is what I'm experiencing. I don't know. That's,
I think
I had that idea here.
Great.
How do we?
We replace student-teacher conferences altogether.
Well, and I'm serious. That's truly what I think. It becomes a student-led student showcase, and that's with my class. It's student-driven. Why should my parental meetings be me talking about their kid? It should be that kid talking about that kid.
I think that's a very good point. I
But
love that idea.
in order to do that, though, you've got to get complete parental and teacher buy-in, because teachers are going to have to be responsible for
Keeping
their
those
students
things.
knowing this is where I started, this is what I learned. And so you just kind of got to, it would be very easy to build into your lessons and your planning. You have the kids keep a folder that these are the things you've done. In a few weeks, at the end of 9 weeks, your parents are going to come in, you're going to show off what you did this time.
You could actually have, excuse me, you could actually have something like an affair in the gym,
Yeah.
right, and set up,
Mhm.
and the parents can come through
See what everyone's
and see what everybody, yes. So they're actually looking at other children's
Right.
stuff
Yeah.
as well as their own.
And it's maybe a combination of the two. You know?
Yeah.
Make the kids stand there and show off.
I think that's a really great idea. They also very highly disagreed with this one.
Okay.
Parents are provided regular reports of their child's educational progress. That's hard to, it's hard to, parents are provided regular reports of their, I feel like we do a really good job at providing them
Yeah.
reports.
So, and once again, I guess that goes into us just teaching parents, here's Infinite Campus. Like, because then if you want to report at any point,
Because a lot of them don't know how to log on to anything.
and we talked about that, you know, last time we met, we talked about that parental responsibilities. What is the student's responsibility, what is the teacher's responsibility, what is the parent responsibility? And being able to log in and check your child's grade, students should know their Infinite Campus login, parents should know
One
their
of the
kickoff day at the beginning of the year. I wonder if there's a way we could figure out how to present parents with all this information. I think they already do, so we might just be reinventing the
I don't
wheel,
know if we, no, because it's more for the kids, because the kids come and they have like a half day and they come to us, but the parents don't stay.
So maybe we need to get Maybe that could be
parents need to
something
set.
like a parents' night versus a, which, 6th grade night, 8th grade nights, at the beginning of the school year, fine, but maybe there should be a parent night.
Yeah,